Hello everyone. We are back with the Atelier Atelier Nikozuki live stream. If you are at all connected to the entertainment world right now, there has been a lot going down. And I don't even know really what to say about it. So we're gonna just, well, ignore it for now, basically, and head down, get our shit done, right? So I do appreciate every one of you being here. We are at 909 subscribers right now, so thank you so much for that. It means a lot to me that you want to come spend your time with me. Yeah, and we're still gunning to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Obviously, if that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but I would be super excited about it. Yeah, and apparently my energy is just toast right now. I do not need sound. Osaka Marathon is also. Oh man. Fuck. I could still apply for the freaking. Osaka Marathon. I don't want to be doing marathon training this year, but my god. I also don't need to be paying to go to Japan again in like March, you know. I don't actually need that there. Where do I want this? I'm gonna go back here. Sorry, I just noticed a thing on here. Prayer and grace with Jesus, because it's like, here's what you might also like, because it's totally something that my algorithm would tell you that I want to watch. All right. Well, it may feel like the world is on fire, and in some places it is. Thankfully, the fires out in the Okanagan have diminished or been contained. I do know that they are starting to let people back into Summerland and Peachland, I think. But there was a big one when we drove out that was just by the Coquihalla. So we're going to ignore that, basically. It's essentially what we're going to do. We are counting Kato interiors right now. I do have all the Kato interiors cut, or not Kato, small box bag interiors cut. They are just waiting to be interfaced. We got our new roll. This is a brand new roll of fabric, which yay, and which is good because we did actually run out, like flat out gone. Everything is gone for the last roll. There's like a one piece left that I'll use probably for those things later, notions pouches or something like that. My brain has been just gone the last couple days. I do apologize for that. I don't know what's up. Anyway, let's count our Kato interiors. These don't need to be interfaced. I've obviously already trimmed all the wedging in them, which is something that I've started doing before I even start getting over to the sewing machine, or was a goal to do before I got to the sewing machine. We've got this to do. We've got canvas to do, which I do have all the rough cuts done, but we need to do the like specific cut down. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the remainder of the Kato. We'll get them prepped, and then they can move over towards the sewing station. And then we're going to cut down the canvas, because then the Kato are just have to be sewn. That's it. That's what's left. And then we'll go in and we'll do the interfacing on the small box bags if we have time. I have to pick up Kato, my youngest, at 3:30, so it'll be a little bit different timing today, but we'll figure it out. So we've got 1, 2. I apologize to anyone who's knitting right now. Maybe just don't have to count for a few minutes. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 52, 53, 54, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. We do have 298 Kato picks right now. So 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. Okay, so we've got 86 so far. So we're going from 298 to, that'll make it like what, 213? 298 minus 86 is 212. That would make more sense. And we can get 4 per cut off of the roll. So divided by 4, we need 53 more cuts. Fuck me. All right, we're buckled in. Oh God. Okay. Ooh. Oh my God. So shout out to Tonitex. Tonitex is my fabric supplier. They're out of Montreal. They accidentally sent me flannel a few weeks ago. Like, not even a few weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I received flannel. I emailed them and they offered me they offered that they could do a steep discount, and I was just flat out like, I was hoping for an exchange because like I can't, like this is supposed to be bag lining. I can't use a flannel for the interiors of my bags. And it was also like they sent me a bolt that was 43 inches instead of my normal, like I think this is 108. Yeah, this is 108. So it was just like 2 bolts were right, 1 bolt was wrong, and then on top of it, like I can't use it because it's flannel, not smooth cotton, quilt cotton, basically. Because this is wide back, like you would use on the back of a quilt, basically. No, this is the one piece that we do not wash because, my God, this is 60 meters. I don't even know if my machine would be able to handle that, and I don't want to have to cut it down. And then there's a whole bunch of issues with, like, if you cut it down and then wash it. Yeah, anyway. And you're like, Katie, what the fuck are you talking about? Tonitex sent me the wrong stuff. When I emailed them, they're like, we can offer it like this. And I was like, well, I need a full exchange because of this. And they just did it. They sent me a way bill to ship it back to them. And then they shipped up my actual order. So thank you so much and shout out to them. They're like, we hope that this doesn't impact your like opinion of us. And I'm like, hell no, it doesn't. You fixed it. I don't fucking care if you made a mistake. And I don't think it was actually maybe legitimately them even making the full mistake anyway, because they were out of stock originally. And like I wasn't in a big rush to get it. Like it's not like I needed it next day. So I was like, okay, well, I would prefer to like wait for it to actually come in, and then they phoned and said that they had another supplier that could like actually get me the fabric. So I think what ended up happening is there was miscommunication between like this alternate supplier and them a bit. So I don't know. It doesn't, at this point, it doesn't really matter because they fixed it. So shout out. Yay. Not only will it not impact my opinion of it, I will be like ecstatic to recommend them to anyone. There we go. All right, so what I do with this one is we're going to do rough cuts again, same as we do with everything else. The Kato interiors that I had already counted actually are already trimmed down as they need to be. But typically what I do is I'll take, okay, what we're doing now. I say typically like I've been doing this portion for decades. No. We're going to be very scientific and lay out the actual exteriors and then just cut it down because fuck this. We're not making this more complicated for ourselves, basically. So this will be the rough cut, and then we'll get all the pieces done, and then we'll do a trim down. It does waste a little bit of fabric, yes, but honestly, I think these will be more accurate for this step. Excuse me, versus doing it how we've been doing it in the past. Like, with the wide back as wide as it is and everything like that, it's just, yeah, it's tough. Youngest is in kindergarten, which I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm realizing that maybe one of the drawbacks of like, I think overall having them so close together was a really, 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 really good thing for everyone involved. But on the flip side, it's like leaving me no time to process these massive life changes individually. And I'm just like, I am struggling far more with this kindergarten start than I did last year. Like, I'm super excited for them. Obviously not trying to hold them back or anything like that. That's not my goal. But yeah, this one's tough. They are so excited too. Like, they are just ecstatic to actually even be going. So it's like, or to be starting this. And I think it's time. Like, they need to be go and be challenged in this. I just remembered where my shears are. I might have to run up the stairs and grab them quick because they are with another project. Let's just jump all over the place. Maybe I am ADHD. I know I'm neurospicy. I'm like 95% sure there's something up in my brain. I just can never decide if it's like autism flavored or if it's ADHD flavored. Ooh, I've got my masking tape back down here, so I can actually, the youngest pulled the masking tape off of the quilt roller on me the other day, and so I like stuck it back down. It's not working super well, so we'll just do this again. This is basically the cheap man's way of doing a non-stick backing for your quilt roller. Yay. And it like, what I like about it is that it still allows for some movement, but it keeps it like a little bit better stabilized. Actually, I guess we'll find out because I'm going to have to answer the questions for this ADHD assessment for the youngest. So that was actually going to give me a pretty good idea of if it's that. I suspect it's autism. I've actually done some online testing. I know self-diagnosis is just as valid as like professional diagnosis because it's so hard and expensive to get into. But it's like I did the RADS test, I think, and it's like you're not insanely autistic, but you're probably autistic. Yeah. It explains some things. I'm also not super worried about it for myself. It's more of it's more curiosity, I guess, and also backup for the kids. Actually, is the big one. It's like knowing that history is really important for them. We have a history for ADHD. Very likely from both our sides. Definitely from Dallas's side. Probably from my side as well. And so it's like, it's more just, okay, is there anything else in the mix? Anyway. Talking it through because it wasn't talked about enough when we were kids because it was not an unknown, but certainly wasn't, it was more, it's still taboo, but it was certainly more taboo when we were kids. Well, and maybe not taboo, just less discussed because it's like, it wasn't even in the DSM until like what, 1992, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in there, like early 90s, as a like official diagnosis. So and if it's not in the DSM-5, then you can't talk, like it's far harder to get it talked about. Okay, I'm gonna trim down this side too, mostly because it needs to be before I continue cutting because this is like super overlapped right now. Actually, probably what we should do is I should just pull these and we should start cutting with them on the next round. But we'll still trim this down. So yeah, this is pretty typical for what we end up cutting off. I need to change my rotary blade again. God dang it. I have eaten through, like, this will be the 3rd rotary blade this week, or like within the last 10 days or so. Which really isn't that bad, but like we're usually changing the rotary blade far less. But that's not cutting well anymore, which means it is unsafe. And actually this is the last one of these ones. I did get a pack from Wawak when I ordered from them the other day. I know Wawak is an American company. I buy off the Canadian site. I pay GST on my purchases. But they still ship out of the US, but it's kind of like there's very few places to buy the, and it's an American product too. It's the Pelon fusible fleece. So it's just like, I'm caught between a rock and a hard place with this, so. But I have heard amazing things about their rotary blades, so we'll see. We're going to use this one because it's from my local supplier. I found out that apparently Olfa is the company that actually invented rotary cutters, which I'm like, what? Dal sent me a like video about them the other day. I knew they were Japanese, but yeah, the video was like, yeah, and they invented the super popular rotary cutter used in sewing and quilting to this day. It's like, what? I did not know that. Sometimes it's like, oh, that's not the way to do it. Sometimes it's wild to think of stuff that just like didn't exist at one point and then starts to exist. That makes sense, right? Like one day there was not a rotary cutter, and then the next day there was a rotary cutter, and it's like something that I take for granted as a quilt tool, and that I know that you need for quilting or sewing in general. I guess you don't need it. 100% don't need it. But for like our work, my work, this is a collective hour of you guys and me, it's like essential. I can't imagine doing this work without a rotary cutter. I don't know. And I know it's still happening. It's just, I feel like at this point it is happening at such a rapid pace in some ways that it can be hard to keep track of it. And I guess that's probably how it felt before this point too, really, when I actually say that out loud. All right, that's 2 out of 53. And we already had what, like 86? So like we did actually, so we used up the thing, the last roll of fabric, like legitimately. I did all of the small box bag cuts because I was like, okay, well those need to be interfaced, blah, 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 blah. And like I did the calculations on how many yards it was going to take to do each. I was like, I feel like this roll has enough for that. So I did. And then I finished off with whatever I could get out of the Kato cuts. Because at the same time, it's like, I am 100% overcommitted. We know this, 100%. When do I not overcommit? Nearly 300 Kato is, I don't want to say it's insane, because I still am holding on to the small delusional hope that we can do this. I believe in myself, sort of. Delulu is the Salulu shit. But it is an insane number. 86 would have been like more than I've ever made for a show, guys. Holy fuck. We got to 29 days. We can do this. I need 2 weeks for small box bags alone. But hallelujah, we have grime guards are done. And mini bifold wallets are nearly done. I'm actually just, they're getting clipped together right now, so that's something that I can do when the kids are around. We were out at the playground yesterday. It was actually pretty good, except it was fucking windy yesterday, so all the pieces kept flying everywhere. It was like, I had to do a fabric check before we left the playground yesterday. Yeah, so that's part of what we're doing. Oh, it's still like skipping there. But that must be cutting mat then. Grime cards are done. Mini bifolds are almost done, or are in process of being like getting prepped for being sewn. Scrunchies there's 4 left to be sewn, like tacos, and then the remainder of them are just waiting to get their top stitch done, so that's really good. So like and I've got all the light stitched crossbody straps ready. The dark stitch ones aren't, because I can't remember why we switched to white thread, but for some reason we switched to white thread, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why'd you do this, Katie? Why you do this to me? Yeah, anyway. We'll see. Dallas is going to have to hold down the fort the next couple weeks. He's home. I'm going to have to just give him a heads up of like, hey, so sorry. It's fine. He can do it. I'm not worried about that part. It's more just, sorry, I'm not going to see you for like the next 4 weeks. He's out on his fishing trip right now, so told him to bring back as much halibut as he can catch and like legally carry with him. Like, I don't care. The salmon's fine. It's okay. I find salmon gets boring really fast. I don't know why. It shouldn't. It's very nutrient dense. We should be eating more salmon, but we don't. But halibut, oh my God, I love halibut. So yeah, I told him to bring back as much halibut as he could. That's 3, so that's 5. We need 53, so we're like almost 10%. Oh, yeah, like what, 9 point something? So it's 5. So we need 48 more cuts. If you're coming from Instagram, you saw the photo obviously of the linings. Small box bag pile. It's folded in half, granted, but it's about almost 7 inches tall, which is insane to me. It's a lot of fabric. Oh yeah, and so on Sunday, I will actually be at the Rick Rack Rummage sale. What is the Rick Rack Rummage sale? It is a sale for like destashing yarns and fabrics. So I will have all my destashed fabrics with me. I have some new stuff added in that hasn't been on the website before. And I'll be bringing my yarn and like some kits and stuff like that I wanna, like I'm not gonna do anymore. So that's fun. Help me clear off some of my shelves so I can like get more fabric in, in September, October. God, that's only like, Dallas is looking at when he's going down to Chicago for the marathon. And it's like, holy shit. We were discussing what we wanted to do for races next year, and he's not home for a lot of stuff. But I was saying, it's like, I did go for a run yesterday. It was the first time I've run since July, like officially, outside of maybe chasing the kids around a little bit. Actually, I was realizing that we have barely been outside this summer for like playground time and stuff like that, which made me feel really bad. And then I realized that was the same last summer. And it's actually becoming a lot nicer to go outside right now. And my work is transferring to stuff that I can take outside. That's the important thing. So it's like, as much as I'm like, oh, we're still prepping this stuff for sewing, it's actually good because I can take the wallets outside and prep them to sew. And I can start taking like stuff to, what was it? Like the small box bags, I can take them once the zippers are sewn in and put zip pulls on them, blah, 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 right? So like, it's actually really nice that way. Yeah, trying to assuage a little bit of the mom guilt. And here's the thing, they're thriving in summer camps. They have loved the hell out of them, so it's good. 6. Okay, so that was 6, so we're 8. I'm just gonna start taking them off there. So yeah, but I don't even know where I was there. Oh well. 8. 8, 8, 8. I like to eat. Anyway, they're getting an education in art right now. We've been watching a lot of Disney movies. Well, they've been watching a bunch of Disney movies. They watched Frozen twice. They watched Pocahontas the other day. We had a good discussion about Pocahontas the other day. What else did they watch? We have actually been doing a lot of Magic School Bus over the summer, which is nice. Zaboomafoo. I did try to introduce them to Carmen Sandiego, but then I realized it's probably a little bit too old for them right now. So we'll hold off on that one for now. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's supposed to rain later today, which is going to be wild. But yeah, we've hit that point in the summer where it's like, it's actually cooling down at night. So even if it's like stupid hot during the day, it's actually pleasant to be outside in the evening because it's been so hot, but then it like cools down rapidly. So you can like actually go out and do stuff. So, cause yeah, I remember there being a lot, ended up doing a lot more outdoor time after school in September actually last year. So I'll stick with that this year. And eldest and I will be going, like I haven't been outside a lot this summer because I haven't been running. That was a lot of my outside time last year. But yeah, the eldest and I will start going out and I'll run and they'll bike. And we found a good little trail to do that on. It's not too busy. That'll be like the start of their day because we'll be homeschooling. So we both get some like exercise in, wake up exercise, etc. And we'll go from there. I'm excited. Our math curriculum is backordered, math and science. But they said that they can get us the reading and writing portion. I'm like, perfect, we can start with that. And it's only backordered by like it's backordered by about 2 to 4 weeks. But I'm like, honestly, that's not the worst thing. Because here's the thing. we don't have to start on September 1st. There's nothing saying we have to start on September 1st. As long as we get the grade done within a reasonable amount of time, I don't care. And honestly, starting a month late or a few weeks later is actually better for my schedule. So, perfect? No. Better? Yes. So, I'm like, all right, let's have it. Oh, that's a little too far off the table right now. This is one point where I wish I had a walk around table, or that I should have thought about it and had these mounted under the table so that we could pull up and over, but at the same time, they can't really be mounted under the table because I just realized it's like, that's not how it would work. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, always a cat problem, right? So, speaking of cat problems, okay, I finally talked to the vet. I found out that the eczema medication that Flynn is on is something where it's like, okay, the prescription, as you read it upon the bottle, says for him to dose him at a certain amount for 4 weeks. And then at a certain point, at that 4-week point, you go to so for 4 weeks, you dose a certain amount for that 4 weeks. Okay? Makes sense. Cool. Awesome. Can do. Every 24 hours, you give him a dose. He hates it, but we do it. Last time, along with the antibiotics, worked a charm. Almost all gone. And the bottle goes, it's like, okay, after that 4 weeks, you go down to dosing that same amount, but every 48 hours. And I think that's for another month or 2 weeks or something like that. And then after that point, you go to a certain dose for every 72 hours. I failed at the 72-hour mark. I don't know why, but it was really hard for me to keep the 72-hour mark in my brain. Nowhere in this discussion when we were at the vet or like on the bottle or anything like that did they say you could stay at a higher dose if you need to. I am actually pissed about this. And so when I called the other day, and yes, this is on me too, of like, I didn't follow up when I probably should have and stuff like that. But like, the whole conversation about this has been that this medication is so expensive. And it's like, but it's more expensive for me to continually, like, and I'm at my wit's end, right? Like, it's definitely more mentally taxing than the medication. Like, oh my God. And like the poor cat. So I finally called because he's been barbering, which means he's pulling out the hair on his belly, his back legs. He almost like, he had irritated back legs and he nearly like went through the skin the other day. So I finally called the vet and I was like, okay, we got to do something about this. And they're like, oh yeah, you can, that medication is like something like you can just stay on this long like this, but it's so expensive that you want to be at the lowest dose possible. And I'm like, yeah, but why wasn't that part of the original discussion? Why wasn't I not discussed that as, I think, actually straightened, but annoying. Like that should have been something that you told me in the consultation appointment, because this poor fucking cat. And now he's a disaster, because so we're doing an antibiotic, we're doing the Atopica, which is for the eczema, and yes, it is expensive, but like if that's all that works. Because she's like, yeah, the next step is steroids. And I'm like, well, we don't want him on steroids long term either. Fuck, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're definitely crooked now. So we're going to take that off and continue on. Yeah, I don't know. I think they should have told me that. It's like, why wouldn't you? No, I don't know. Anyway, oh, and yeah, he's on GABA. So gabapentin too, because, he actually chomped me the other day, which tells me that he was just toast with the cone. And I'm like, okay, you need something where it's like you actually have some calming so that he's not just like, to kind of try to help with the behavioral aspect of this too, because at this point we've been battling this for 3 years and blah blah blah. Anyway, like I said, actual cat problems. The poor cat. I'm tired. Just tired. I'm just God. So, oh, and yeah, and we're back on the like hydrolyzed protein food and stuff like that because it does. I don't know if it is actually an allergic reaction. Everyone's assuming it's an allergic reaction. It's like don't call it a zebra because it's probably a horse sort of thing. So it's definitely that. But I'm like, okay. Like if I thought he could come, if he could have stayed on the Atopica, then it should have just stayed on the Atopica. I thought that we weren't doing it longer because on the bottle it does say that you're supposed to go do blood work every few months. But the doctor's like, yeah, it's just because it's an actual immunosuppressant. And I'm like, oh, so I was worried about like kidney damage or something like that. No, like there was so little information given about this one. I'm pissed. I still think she's a good vet. I just think that there could have been better communication about the cat's needs, potential cat, like, or what an alternate course of action would have been that we could have done without me having to like take the cat in for another appointment. Now, I didn't actually take Flynn in for an appointment. I did actually just do a phone consult because I'm like, this was Monday and the kids were home and I'm just like, it's going to be hard enough just taking you in to pick up the meds and stuff like that. So I did just do a phone consult, thank fuck. Because I'm sure my face would have shown my opinion pretty fast. But yeah, he is looking a little bit. So the gabapentin is a sedative, basically. And so he was dopey the first couple of days. Oh my God. I do think it's better right now. Although I think he only got partial doses the last couple of days. Or at least yesterday in that 24-hour period. Because he hates, like it's a little, if you've ever given infant Tylenol, that's the best description I have for it. It's like the little medical plastic syringe to give meds. And then it's like a goo, a liquid, but not quite liquid. It's very viscous. And the GABA is really hard to give, actually. The Atopica is not as bad. It's a little bit like less viscous, so it's easier to like into the mouth, but the GABA's difficult. Anyway, but he's looking very ragged because he's been doped up, so he hasn't been grooming as well. So I need to like, I'll make sure I brush him the next few days and stuff like that. But he's a long-haired cat and he hates getting brushed, so it's like, hey. Although actually he put up with it last night, I think, because it actually felt good. And what it looks like is it's like mostly like the ruff around his neck and stuff like that. So probably just, yeah, he's being dopey and he's sleeping more and all these other things. So, all right, we are down. That last set of cuts brought us down to 40. So I think what we're going to do is we'll try and do these in sets of 5 now because that makes sense to my brain. I can't remember what number we were cutting to get everything done the other day. I just realized that the wedging template is probably somewhere on this table. And I don't know where that would be. Shit. Oh well. We'll deal with that later. Not a big deal. It's not like I can't use another ruler or something like that. Just annoying because the template does help speed things up quite a bit. Could always cut another too. So, really. Oh no. Whatever will I do? It's not like I don't have like a acrylic cutting board up there that wouldn't work. So to take more. Anyway. Oh, I'm so pissed. Poor cat. I'm annoyed for myself too though, because it's like like what a waste of time and resources to begin with. If you're not going to provide me with all the information about a medication like that. Like, fuck. Why not? Why? I'm not stupid. I'm not a vet, obviously. But I'm not an idiot either. And when you've already exhausted a lot of the easier solutions, what the fuck do you do? Or less expensive solutions. Not like the hydrolyzed protein food is like an inexpensive option either. Anyway. Actual cat problems. did get my marketing photos done the other day, which I was quite happy with. They turned out really nice, actually. So I gotta get the website updated here. I should actually be doing an actual website update because I did get the photos done for all of the minis and gyoza and everything like that. So I think that is something that I'm still going to aim for and add in a Knit City like pickup option, I think. So we'll see what I do. I don't know yet. It's just... yeah, about the 5th cut point here, it becomes a little bit too warbled. So let's get this off. So that means we're down to 35 more cuts, right? And this is actually 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And like I said, this is just the rough cut. We'll go in and actually do the next cut down after this. Okay, I'm also going to set myself an alarm because it's like then I just don't have to think about when I need to leave for children. 3 more hours. Jesus, only 3 more hours. All right. Both kiddos are in summer camp for the last day tomorrow. So I will be online tomorrow all day. Just trying to hammer out as much as we can get fucking done. Like, let's go sort of shit tomorrow. So I'm also going to be caffeinating this afternoon so that way I can get online and work tonight. Yeah. We'll see what we can get done in the next couple days. I anticipate that I should be able to get everything cut at least in the next 2 days, and I think I should, well, I don't know if I'll get the interfacing actually adhered to the small box bag interiors. I have a feeling I'll more likely not. I'm more likely to actually end up doing that over the weekend, but it will be like, it'll be prepped and ready to go, which will be, that's the big thing. Three. Interesting stray thought. It's like, what if I got my linings from Japan? I wonder. Like, because Seven Berry and a couple of the others actually do some really cute polka dot fabrics. And for that sort of stuff, I could actually do wholesale because we use so much. But the problem is we use so much. It's like one of those catch-22s of like, this would be cool, but A, is it available in the sizes I need? And B, would I be able to get wholesale of it? I don't know. But it might be worth looking at over the winter. This is why my hands were sore the other day, though. I was like actually really sore from cutting on Monday. Actually, Sunday and Monday. So that's why we broke it up with some sewing, is because I was like, oh my God, if I don't actually break it up with some sewing, I am going to actually give myself an RSI, or repetitive stress injury. Did I? No, because I'm no longer injured. But it was definitely a close thing. Okay, 30 more rough cuts to go. 30 more, 30 more, minus 5 equals 30 more. So the next step after this is we'll go in and we'll trim it up, I think. So that's the correct width on all of these pieces. And then I go in and do a cut down so that they're the correct like height basically for the bag. And then we go in and we do the wedge cutting, which like I mentioned, I'm pretty sure that the template is somewhere over there. And I don't know where right now, and I'm not going to panic about it right now, because totally I already am panicking about the panic piles of like different fabric, because we have 29 days. We are not going to have Cambridges, by the way. I have like 3 more interiors for Cambridges cut right now, and I was totally going to get some Japanese fabric line done too. No, sorry. I'll focus in on those for art market. I think is the better option there anyway. Because here's the thing. 298 Kato. It's very unlikely that I'm going to sell out. Would it be lovely if I do? 100%. Would I love that to sell out? Yes. Is it likely? No. But what this puts me ahead for is art market, because the Kato still sell really well to an everyday audience, not just knitters, which is really fucking awesome. So it means that after Knit City, we can't stop. We'll stop probably, but I can't stop. Because we'll go in and we're going to be doing Cambridges and Dundurn and Obi bags, like more Obi traveler slings. So we've got some more midline, not wax canvas priced products, right? And some of this other smaller stuff that I keep talking about, like scrunchies and bookmark, or no, we got the scrunchies, but yeah, more scrunchies probably, but bookmarks and stuff like that too. So that's going to be the focus post Knit City, is the more everyday objects. Then after that, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll reassess our stock levels and figure it the fuck out, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Now with having missed vibrations, sales are down a itsy bitsy amount this year, but that's not surprising because last year vibrations was 10% of my income. Not salty about that at all. But we're going, what was it someone said about at Omatsuri? It's like a go gangbusters for Knit City. I'm like, yes, exactly. That's exactly what we're going to do. So here we are going gangbusters for Knit City. Apparently. was 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we're almost halfway through our cuts. Actually, yeah, once we're done, no, that is halfway, I think. So what we had 53 cuts to do, and that's, now we're down to, so this is 28. So 30 minus 3, yeah, it's like 27 cuts. So yeah, we're over halfway now. Yay, us. I also finally figured out how to actually make the painkiller cocktail that I had started making for my birthday. It is delicious. The problem, what I was missing is I was using actual like canned coconut cream, whereas you actually need a product called cream of coconut. It's like a sweetened like coconut. It is coconut cream, but it's like been sweetened and stuck in a squeeze tube that's really hard to get it out of. Make more sense if it was actually in a jar so you could scoop it out. But anyway, it made all the difference. I also swapped it out where I've discovered I don't like cocktails with orange juice. Pineapple, awesome, amazing. Lime, amazing, fucking love it. Because marks, etc., etc. But orange juice, no, hard pass. So anyway, so now I skip the pineapple juice and just do, no, I don't skip the pineapple juice. I skip the orange juice. Which also means that like the alcohol is a little bit more present because there's a little bit less fluid in it too. All right, 25 more cuts. 25 more cuts. What am I gonna have for lunch? Actually, I got leftovers for lunch, I guess. Costco brought back out their souvlaki pork chops. And we had that along with some like garden potatoes and beets the other night, which was really good. It was so good. So that's what I think I should have for lunch today. I'm getting hungry, that's why I'm chatting about it. It's like, I think it's lunchtime. So I think I'll try to ignore it until we get to all of these cut. How long have we actually been online? About an hour, 52 minutes. Excellent. It's taking us, about 2 minutes per cut, which is pretty good. Not even 2 minutes per cut, because that includes the faffing around at the beginning to like get everything set up. So it's like, come watch my stream, please. Join the chaos. Because it doesn't matter what I do, it's always chaotic. And also I am totally starting, so everything's like getting piled up for prep or in prep for sewing and stuff like that. And then I was like, it was basically like almost too polite the other day. It's like everything's getting piled up and ready for prep on an Instagram post. And then I was like afterwards, I'm like, wait, I should have called them panic piles. It's time to panic. Not quite. We're not at the panic stage yet, I don't think. Maybe we are. I don't know anymore. There's so much other stuff to panic about. It's like, I'm not really at the panic stage for this yet. Not yet. I did get my fake florals ordered yesterday. Fake florals are ordered. I'm trying to decide if I still want to add in, there's like little strands of like shinies. I'm thinking that might be nice, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that until after Japan. See what I can get in Japan for stuff. Because I'm gonna go to a place called Handsman in Matsubara in Osaka, and yeah, I think I'm able to find some stuff there for display things, hopefully, which would be really good. And then And if not, then it's like I'll just order it off AliExpress sort of thing. That's where the florals are coming from. But they look really good, I think. I think they're going to look good. I also made sure that I have enough cord locks. There was a couple things where I was like, oh shit, like I'm set up for X number of things. And now it's like, And I still didn't order enough. Fuck. I just realized because I was like, I didn't double the number. So I ordered enough for like 90 bags, not... Ah, shit. In my head, I was ordering enough for 180. But that doesn't work because it's 2 strands, not 1 strand that I gotta put cord lock on. So, gross. Oh well. It'll all come back in spades. Everything's gonna work out, and it's gonna be an awesome fall season. We're gonna kill it at Art Market. And all of this hard work will pay off. Right? That's totally what's gonna happen, right? Right? Okay. By the way, US shipping has still been turned off. Yeah. Given that I turned it off when it was like even less of a thing, I don't know why I would turn it back on right now. So, just as a heads up. And I don't foresee it turning back on until we get an actual KUSMA agreement or something like that. NAFTA, whatever the fuck it's gonna be. So. And the frickin' EU too with the fucking packaging things. I get why, like it's a noble goal, but it's like between the packaging and the whole you need to have someone in the country for recalls. It's like I am not recalling my product. It just I don't know. It impacts like it sounds so good when you're only thinking about the big producers. There we go. That's what it is. If you're going after Amazon, if you're going after I don't know who else really, but like even then it's probably not super effective against like Temu and Shein, which is the other parts of this that they should be thinking about targeting. But the thing is that it like really impacts the small business versus like it's all well and good, but it impacts the small business so much. It's the same as the sale of digital products that they brought the VAT in on years ago. It's not a new problem. It's just a recurring problem. 20 more cuts, guys. We are well over halfway. Means that we've done 33 cuts already. As I've bitched and moaned my way through these. If you're like just joining me, it's not always this like rah 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 rah. I'm just grumpy right now. Let's just go with I'm fucking grumpy as shit. Tired. And this is not a tired that's going to be fixed by like rest and relaxation. This is just a tired with the whole state of affairs, which like is annoying because that's what they want. Is this so? And I don't mean like people in lizards in business suits. I know I said I was gonna have leftovers, but now I'm like I kind of am just snacky maybe. This might just be a protein lunch. Already had a carb snack earlier. Okay, that was 3. Also, legitimately tired because Dallas was like, alarm went off around 5:20 or something like that. But also the youngest had just joined us in bed just before that, so I don't think we actually slept from about 4:30 to 5:30. Or if it was like that really light, anything can wake you up doze. It's 4. Oh, this is 5. Sweet. Wonder if I should do... No, we're fine. Because I've only been doing rounds of 5. Last time, or when I was cutting for the canvas, I think, I did a count. Thankfully, before I was like done cutting. And I was well and truly over the amount I needed. I'm like, okay. Like, in a good way. But also, like, thank goodness I caught that so that I'm not, like, overworking what I need to do. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go grab a light snack roll because I'm not ready for a full meal. But I am ready for, like, a pepperoni stick and cheese. So I will be right back. We'll get, and then we've got 15 more cuts to do, and we'll be ready to go for that once I get that food in my belly. BRB. All right, I ended up snacking on the potatoes because I was like, I want potatoes. Sorry, I should have moved that before coming back, but oh well, whatever. Yeah, I'm toast today. Holy, I don't even know why. Oh well. All is well. Well, no, it's not. But I'm gonna pretend for a little bit. We are down to 15 more cuts for the rough cuts for the interiors for this Kato. So that's what I'm laying out right now is the exterior for the Kato. That'll inform the width. Rough cut because we will have to trim them down a little bit more after this, but this gives us the general cut of it all. So that's going to look really nice on the one side of the Kato here. And yes, you will see some repeats if you've been watching for a while. I did have some of these ready for, I can't remember if it was Peace Fiber Festival or in time for Odafest. I feel like we ended up doing most of these Kato for Peace in April. But yeah, we are definitely repeating some of them. That's why it was like, I was at 286, I think, last week. And then it jumped to 298 this week is because I was like, oh shit, there's a whole box here that is like partially done or I was planning on doing or whatever. So I do think we need to cut a few more pockets potentially. Yes, actually we need 26 more pockets because it's 2 per. Oh shit, that's right. And I need to order some more cord locks because I was like, oh, we only need this many cord locks. 180 cord locks is enough. No, it's not, Katie, because each of those half that number. It's literally, I got to double my order. I'm like, fuck. So we're going to do that after I'm done today, probably. It's just annoying. Given that I was debating if I was going to do any like strand bead orders anyway, maybe this is a good idea, or maybe this is a good thing. I can't remember. I did end up with the Momiji, or I've ordered the Momiji, like the faux Momiji that I wanted for the booth. Because I was like, we are going to theme the booths for each like season that we end up doing shows in when I have the time to actually put stuff up. So in this case, it was like, we did Wisteria in April and May. Should actually do Sakura in April. And then now that we're heading into the fall season, we're going to do Momiji. A little bit early in September, but I don't want, like, as much as I'm like, each season, I don't want to have to purchase and, like, keep that storage. I don't want to have to store too much. So I'm kind of like, okay, red will be good for art market, and that is actually, like, art market is over the timing of Momiji. And it makes sense at the end of September for us, even if it's like not something that's typically here in Canada. Vancouver does actually, just outside the Peony Forum, does have a full Japanese maple garden, which is super cool. But yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, I think this is the 4th or 5th cut. 4th cut. Cool. By the way, if you do shop at Costco in Canada, and you have consumers of chicken nuggets, I bought dino nuggets, last Tuesday, so just over a week ago now. So they should still be in store. Now, obviously, this is going to change depending on the warehouse, blah, 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 blah. But it was like 3 kilos worth. Normally, okay, back this up. Normally we buy the Hampton House ones because they're like 2 kilos. I think it's like 25 bucks for 2 kilos. And that usually lasts us a couple months at least, depending on like what we're doing and stuff like that. But this was a box of dino nuggets for like $18 and 3 kilos. And they're better dino nuggets, or they're better nuggets, because they're actually like, the breading is actually seasoned. So, highly recommend. On that note as well, if you are a consumer of chicken strips instead, the Jane's brand from Costco is Canadian. I think that's the price savings, is I have a feeling that the Dino Nuggets said that they're like Canadian made. I have a feeling that they are also probably Canadian chicken. Whereas I think the previous ones were American. And so it's like our poultry supply didn't get as devastated by bird flu. So we just have more chickens still available to us. Okay, we got 5 more cuts, so that's 2 more rounds here. I'm just going to double check on Dallas. Sweet, they're just outside of, I think they're just coming into Kamloops. Maybe? Oh, no, yeah, just coming into Kamloops. Cool. Still cranking along on the books. What did I listen to the other day? Oh, I'm not quite finished The Romance Revival, which is the next release by Christina Lauren. It's an author duo. They do like contemporary romance. Lots of second chance romance. When I think about it, I think they only do second chance romance. That's fine. I enjoy all of their books. This one was not as spicy as I remember Paradise Problem being last year. For some reason, it was a little bit, it wasn't closed door, so don't expect that. Don't expect going in without, like, yeah, it's not closed door, but I feel like it's not as explicit as some of the stuff that they've written in the past. There we go. And they are not shy about the fact that the main couple is definitely sexually active. There we go. That's the best way to put it, probably. They're a married couple, so yeah. Anyway, it's really good. I'm just in the epilogue. I'm like just waiting to kind of finish it up. So I don't know why I'm waiting to finish up. I think I just got busy. Well, Dallas came home. We're always busy. Well, we're busy in a different way when he's home. So that's what it is. And then I'm working on or reading through Dungeon Crawler Carl. Oh, The Bedlam Bride right now is what I'm on. I think that's 6 of 8. Please no spoilers. I've actually done really good about not spoiling myself. So, yeah. Although I think a really good way that someone described it the other day is that Matt Dinniman is, in his essence, a horror author. And I'm like, yep, that's a good description for this series. So, really enjoying it so far. I do think you get more out of it if you are a RPG, like you're aware of RPG in any form, either tabletop or console. Both. I think it's a good combo of the two, to be honest. Yeah. A lot of super complex characters that I adore as well, which is never a good sign in this sort of book. But, yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Ow. Pressing my legs into my bar here a little bit too high, but I was like, I want to sit down. So I've got the trip back to Japan in October. So if you're like, hell yeah, I want this fabric of any description, let me know. I think there's a new one with quokkas on it. I think they're quokka. Maybe. Actually, I should look at it on the English site, and then maybe that'll tell me. Because I was just looking, they were like, here's the top 5 for the week. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure those are quokka. I know I'm almost done cutting, but let's get distracted for a moment, because why not? Whoa. There's a bunch of stuff going on. Nomura Taylor is the one that posted it. Not House. Why is that in a different... Whatever. Instagram is fucking weird. Cotton Oxford Oxuprinto. Yeah, okay, so it's... Oh no, it's Wombat. Okay. Oh god. It's Wombat. Okay. It is not a quokka. But anyway, here's the wombats. I'm like, are wombats the next thing? Because it was capybara, and then it was the Shima Inagawa, and now it might be wombats. Anyway, they're cute. I like it. All right. We're not scrolling Instagram. Do, 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 do. 4, 5. Oh god, what a mess. That's like there. Do, 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 do. I was getting a little boy at kindergarten drop off today was chatting about how they like really like cats and they like my cat sweater because they really like cats. I'm like, oh, cool. I love it. They're so cute. It's one of those situations where I know that yeah, it was like they acted so much like my youngest, so it's like I get it. I get it. I need more patience. Okay, let's see here. Oh, popped. Okay, I did change the rotary blade, so this must be this 100% cutting mat, which is terrifying because I do not want to have to replace this cutting mat. But I did buy it secondhand, so it's not surprising. It is also like, I'm pretty sure the divots are not helping the rotary cutter at all, vertically either, so probably time. Finding the supplier for it is like nuts, and I don't want to ship out of the States because, let alone, I don't want to be buying much from the States outside of what's absolutely necessary. I also don't want it to be like shipping that out of the States because it'd have to be rolled, I think, and that just sounds like bad news bears for a cutting mat. I don't know. But I don't know of any other options in Canada either. So if you have a line on an extra large cutting mat, and I'm not talking like 36 by 72. Well, actually, I am talking about 36 by 72. That is actually what I need. Sorry. I'm not, what I meant was I'm not talking about like 24 by 36. Yeah, that doesn't work anymore. We need the big boy, big girl, whatever the hell you want to call it. The biggin. There we go. Because of the widths of fabrics. Like, so this fabric alone is 54 inches right now. Obviously this cutting table is not large enough to do it even at its full width, but yeah, we need a 72 by 36. So if you have a line on that, I would appreciate it. Preferably self-healing. That is one thing this mat is not, and I think that's why we're part of why we're chewing through rotary blades so quick, is because of the not self-healing. Although I don't feel like if it's a choice between a Canadian company and an American company, and the Canadian company has only non-self-healing, I will take the non-self-healing. There we go. That's what it is. But if the best option ends up being out of country and self-healing, then I'll go with, like, that would be the first choice. I don't know. This is so messy. It's just like, oh my God. That's what it is. It's not, yeah, again, I was saying earlier, it's like I'm tired, but it's not something that like is going to be solved by rest and relaxation. It's like, it's an existential exhaustion. And don't feel like I'm completely alone in it, so, unfortunately. Oh man, I just realized I gotta pick up the youngest like right over my like prime afternoon coffee time. I guess I'll go up and maybe just make it a little bit earlier. Then we can have coffee and cookies. I also feel like we're probably, well no, I think we'll end up getting all the Kato cut down, like all this rough cut done. I was hoping to get the interfacing for the small box bags done too, but I don't think that's happening today, so. Boo. Oh well. We still got a lot more done or a lot done, so, or we'll get a lot done. Because once the linings are done, and then everything's ready to be sewn. No, linings and canvas. Actually, yeah, so we'll focus in on get all the Kato cutting done. That's what we're going to do, because then it's done. And then we can focus in on the small box bag cutting, and then, yeah, that won't be good, I think. Youngest wants me to help them build. They got the, like, slime cat from Wendy's months ago now, actually. And they want to build them a town, or they've been building them a town downstairs here, and they asked me to help them build something tonight. I said I could do a few minutes. I was like, yes, we can do this. Felt like my jeans gave way. They did not. But I felt like a sure thing. Okay. 3 more cuts. 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 The 3 more cuts. The 3 more cuts. Three, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Then we're done. Then we're done. Then we're done. Then we're done. Dun dun dun. Then we're done. Then we're done. Then we're done. Dun dun dun. 4 more. Then we're done. Then we're done. Dun dun. 1 more. Then we're done. Dun 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 dun. Ah! Last one. I think we can actually do these in stacks of 8 or 10, by the way, to trim down. I think it's stacks of 8. But if we do stacks of 5, that's not too bad. That's 10 piles. 10 piles, which isn't too bad. Actually, I think we'll do stacks of 5 because then it's just easier. Because they're already in stacks of 5, right? For the majority of them. Obviously not all of it. But a good chunk of it. Why did I suddenly have a headache? Come on. All right. We are done the cutting of the interiors for the Kato. At least to my best abilities for now. So, roll this back up. Roll, roll, roll. Aha. Back you go. Woo. Roll, 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 roll. Now, I was just saying that we probably should do these at stacks of 5 for the trim down, because what I've just done is I've only done the rough cuts. Excuse me. Which means that we need to stand up A and B. Now we need to do the trim down so that they're accurate. Because as you can see, that's not accurate. And part of it is also that, so it's like for height and then also for width. So we'll start with that. Da, na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. That might actually still be too much because I think I folded it again last time. Mostly because this isn't long enough otherwise. Shit. Yeah. Okay. We will do. Do 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 do. it is. Yay! One side trimmed down to the right size, or damn close. Okay, just move, thank you. The problem here is that it is a half-inch measurement. So a little bit guessing. Actually, let's not make it a half-inch in measurement. Let's make it a... No, it has to be a half-inch measurement. Goddamn. Actually, I know how to fix this. Flip. It's definitely not even up there. Yay, now it's even. Okay. And then this needs to be cut down on that same line right there. Perfect. Boom. Boom. Okay, and then what we do is we cut them in half. And since there are too many here actually to do that in some cases, I'm going to cut them in half, split it, and then trim those down for the wedges and stuff like that. Because this is even more than my shears can deal with. Shit. Actually, no, what I was doing was rotary cutter cutting last time. That's right. So if I could, maybe what I do... Yeah, I think last time I was doing sets of 4. So I think what we'll do is we'll go down to sets of 4. Because I feel like that's going to be better. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I think that still makes this 12, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so let's make it sets of 10 then. Okay, there we go. Now we fold this in half. The template has definitely disappeared. Oh no, I threw it down. I think it might be in the... If I was smart, it's in here. Not that I'm not smart. No, it's the water bottle. Damn it. Bah. Okay, where did it disappear to then? It has to be like right here because I was definitely using it the other day. And those are dangerous and I need to take care of them, but you know. Oh. No, that's different paper. Although that needs to be up here before it falls off. The hell, where did the... I was using it the other day. I even have the air erase marker out because we were using it. God damn it. Sweet Dolls just set a new record for our truck's fuel consumption. It's been like 10 since the first time we drove it out to Vancouver years ago. 10 liters per 100. And then he says he just set a new record of like 9.9. Yes. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to line this up right there, and then we're going to open it up, and then we're going to use the rotary cutter to cut it in half, because that's how this works right now. Done! Ha ha ha! Success! That's how we get the Kato. My hands are already tired. Next round. Did I end up with 12 there then? Did I actually have like 6 cuts here, potentially? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, okay. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so no, that's the right amount. That's why. Because it, okay, yeah. So if I go down to 4 for the cut, I literally take away 1, 2, 3, 4. Although this is a 6 cut. Jesus, Katie. Yeah, well, if I've cut 1 extra, then we've got 1 extra set of interiors. That's fine. But yeah, if I go down to 4, that cuts out 4 layers, which is the difference, I guess. Wait, no. No, that's 5. If I've got 4 now, then this is... Oh my god. The math ain't mathin' right now. If you're screaming at the screen, yeah, I caught it. Taking 1 away from 4 doesn't mean 6. It actually means 4. Because I only pulled 1, right? Yeah. Okay. Did I actually only... or did I end up with 5? No, I ended up with 5. Okay. 5 plus 1 is 6. Ah, yay! Maybe I can do basic math. Jesus. Oh yeah, I think I mentioned this last week, but I had to DNF a smutty book because he kept referring to her stomach as a tummy in sexy times. I'm like, holy shit! It was so so distracting. I'm just like, I was enjoying the book actually more than the first one, and it's different characters, so like the vocabulary was different, stuff like that. But yeah, he kept going tummy, like. Yeah, holding her tummy to hold her in place. And I'm just like, can't do it. Because it's like, I use tummy to refer to like my kid's like belly. And even belly isn't as offensive in some ways as tummy. And I'm like, ugh. There was already an age gap one. Nothing suspicious, but like, he knew her as a kid sort of age gap shit. And I was fine with this because of consenting adults, blah, blah, blah. But the tummy thing also just felt infantilizing a bit, I think. And then it's just, yeah, there was multiple layers to it where I was just like, nope, cannot do it. Not for me. Thank you. Peace out. Such a weird thing to DNF a book over, but it's true. Do, 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 do. Ba, 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 ba. Doop. Oh yeah, there's lots of space on this one. Okay, not too much on that side. A little bit less on this side. So we'll trim this side first. Actually, no, it worked better to trim this side and then rotate it. We're gonna scooch it just a bit more. There we go. Okay. There. Square it up, square it up, square it up as best we can. Oh, that was a nice sound. Oh, that was such a good sound. Such a good cut. Like just. Fuck yeah. Too far. Just right? Are we actually? Yeah, we're good. Okay, good. Oh, there it is again. I love it. So crisp. That one wasn't as good. First cut was, though. All right. Turn. trim. Honestly, you probably should just like cut this in half with the rotary cutter too, which means I could just lay it here. Choose an arbitrary number because it doesn't matter. We're just cutting it in half. Who cares? Doesn't matter. It's not actually measuring it. Just make sure it's straight. There we go. Boom. Boom. Good. Yay. We did it. That was an extremely unenthusiastic yay. I am far more excited about this than yay. Jesus. Okay, I don't know if this is too many layers to cut still or not. We will find out here in a moment, I guess. Okay, 1 second. These are not even in the least. Ah, shit. It's the right length, though. Okay, good. Thank fuck. I guess one of the ways we could do this is we could actually just like that's the halfway point. Why I wanted to be cutting these with the like wedges before I trim it is because then the chunks are larger and so they are actually more useful in some ways for crafters and stuff like that. Excuse me. But I could do it this way and then it would probably be easier to cut in general. Maybe. Could also just use a piece of fabric actually if I were thinking about this correctly. There we go. Then in theory, I can either take my scissors or my rotary cutter. It's the rotary cutter. Alright, rotary cutter it is. I've been liking cutting backwards because I find that it overcuts less sometimes because you have to account a little bit for the blade entering the fabric. And then of course you always have the little corner pieces that just are like, fuck you. We're not gonna cut it all. And you're like, why? Why aren't you going to cut? This bullshit. Like holding on by like 3 to 4 strands here. There we go. Haha! I don't know if that was faster or not. Actually, probably because I would have had to take layers out. So that tells me that I probably, could do the more layers next. That was quite a few, to be honest. is my question. Tuesday. Coolio. Okay. It's concerning that I'm already powering out for the day. Well, what time is it? It's 1:15. Kiddo needs to be picked up at 3:30. Tempted to say that I should still go for, like, go upstairs, have my coffee and a nap, unfortunately. And then, like, go pick them up. I don't know yet. I don't know. Wine. 3, 4, 5. We're gonna try 5 this time. Whatever. Yeah, I'm in Disney songs. Really should. No, I haven't done it. I'm like super tempted to start the earworm playlist on like freaking YouTube of the stuff that I can find anyway. That like I hum. Most of it isn't very obscure, and it's only like as very select songs typically. I don't know why it's such a limited repertoire. It's probably because it's just like, well, it's all very similar, I guess, is part of it probably. And then just, yeah, who knows? I don't know. Brains are fucking weird. That's the best explanation I have. Okay, I can feel that that is definitely a point of where most of these, at least on this side, are aligned. And then we'll just make sure that, yeah, okay, so here's the excess on this side. By the way, this doesn't go to waste. A lot of this goes to my friend who reuses it to stuff her amigurumi. So in some ways it comes back to me because it ends up in my kids' amigurumi a lot. And she was actually saying that she's probably ready for another set of scraps, which is pretty awesome considering how much I gave her the first round. Okay, that is there. Good. Okay, let's see if we get that like sewing pouring sound. Yeah. Oh my god. Such a good sound. Okay. Right. That was smoother. It didn't get as like messed up. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, no. Come on, get in there. Sewing ASMR sounds. Wasn't quite intending this to be ASMR, but here we are. All right, there we go. Better. Okay. To coffee or not to coffee? That is the question. All right, at this point, I do think that we have a very good idea of what I'm going to be doing for the next while. It's been a pretty quiet stream today, and I would like to save some of my energy for coming back on tonight. So we're going to call it here for now. It just takes a little bit of the pressure off. Gives me a chance to kind of like being entertaining as much as I can be is actually tiring. Surprised, not shockingly, I guess. But yeah, being able to like actually recharge and make sure I'm also ready for kiddo pickup is super important. So what we're going to do is I am going to head out here. We'll finish this cut together. Then I'm going to head out and I'm going to work. I'm going to listen to an audiobook because realistically this is getting tedious for myself as well. So, and I've been on for 2 hours. So that's probably a good amount of time. I will be back on tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow in general. And I will try to be back on tonight as well, dependent on child sleeping. They were up pretty early this morning, so I feel like they should go to sleep really easy, I'm hoping. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic day whenever you are. And I'll chat with you all very, very soon. Thanks so much for joining. Bye.